play my cards right. Up the ante, one blackjack all night. Roll the dice, let it ride. What are the odds I got stake?
We're going to talk about business owners, entrepreneurs, salespeople, professionals, people in business overall that have social media accounts, say they're on social media, but when you really dive into it, they're actually not. So one of the first things we see when we're reviewing websites, people ask us, hey, can you review my website and let me know what I need to work on? Or if they want us to do an overall marketing review of their business, what we'll see is we'll go to the website and you'll notice like the social media icons that exist there. And one of the things that we'll do is we'll click on those and just see where it leads to, what it looks like. And so it's obvious. If it's Twitter, you click on it, and it would take you to their Twitter account or Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or Pinterest or any of those things. And one of the things we find very often is that the link is broken. So if you click on their Twitter icon on their website, it leads to nothing, and the link is broken, so it doesn't work. It's like you just want to keep clicking it and bang your head. It's like you're banging your head against the wall. It does not work. That's a problem. Things break, right? So websites go down, websites break, links break. There's all sorts of reasons for it. So it's not 100% of the time that's the way it is, but that's typical. But what we can do is if they have 4 icons up there, we can click on the other 3 icons and see what's going on. So some of them eventually could work. I'll tell you this, though, we've gone to many sites and none of them work. So it's like they were installed years ago and either the link was never put in there or something changed in the process and hasn't been updated in 3 years. So then let's say we do find it. So we go to Facebook and we find their Facebook account that clicks over to that. And what happens is you'll go to Facebook and they haven't posted since 2016. And mind you, we're in 2018 right now. So people are saying, well, I have a Facebook account. If you click on it, you'll go to my Facebook page, but there's been nothing on Facebook since 2016. Or maybe it was 2017. Or maybe it was 4 months ago. Or maybe they've never posted. Or maybe the page doesn't look right. But we're seeing that over and over again where people are saying, we're on Facebook. Well, when you go there, you're actually not on Facebook. Like you have an account there, but it doesn't mean you're actually doing anything there. So why even have that Facebook account? And why are you showcasing it? So if you're going to have it, it's telling me that you're actually active on there. So when I click it and there's nothing there, I'm not sure what you're expecting people who are coming to your business to think about your business at that point. What I know is when the people that we've talked to, that if you are showcasing that you have those social media accounts and I go to those social media accounts and you're pretending to have that or you're not truly involved with it, then you're lying to me, and that's a problem. And I think a lot of people coming up nowadays are looking at that and they're losing trust based off of that alone. I mean, you could say that's not true and I don't believe it, but we talk to people on a daily basis about this kind of thing, and it's an issue. I'll tell you this from my vantage point, if I go to your website and I click on your Facebook button or your LinkedIn or your Twitter or your Instagram or whatever it is that you say that you're on, and you haven't updated that thing in a couple years or a few years or really not doing anything at all with it, I have an issue with that. And that's going to play out for other people as well. The other thing is you go to these platforms, like I said, and they're not actively engaged with the content. So they might be on Facebook, they might be on Instagram, might be on Twitter, but all they're doing is just posting. There's actually no engagement. If people are leaving comments, no one's commenting back. Right? And you don't even realize this, but you might have leads or people saying, hey, I would love to talk to you more about this. They leave that in your comments, and if no one's actually responding to that, now what? Or you're only focused on your own stuff. You're actually not going out on social media and engaging with other people. I think a lot of people think that social media is there for you to talk about yourself and talk about your business and just kind of showcase yourself. No doubt, like that's part of it. But the other thing is actually engaging with other people. It's a networking event. You just don't show up at a cocktail hour, or you don't show up at a networking event in person, or if you don't just show up at a business and only talk about yourself unless you're giving a presentation. But even then, you're trying to give value. So you would never show up to an event and just scream about all the great things that you're doing. You would actually ask other people questions and talk to them. And it's no different when you go to Twitter or you go to Instagram or you go to Facebook. You just don't have to talk about yourself. So I think it's becoming a real issue where people, I think, need to look at themselves and their businesses to say, what are we standing for? What are the type of people we want to engage with? And go engage with them. They're all there. All these different people are on social media. It's this incredible opportunity. So you can go there and do that, engage with these people. The other thing that we're seeing a lot, and we see this a lot on LinkedIn, see a lot of professionals that they know they need to be on LinkedIn, they want to be on LinkedIn, they're told to be on LinkedIn, so they go to LinkedIn, and what do? They post quotes that other people are posting in their company. So it might work for a large company, and I get it, there's compliance issues around it. And what they do is they'll quote Abraham Lincoln. And no doubt, Abraham Lincoln's got some amazing quotes, or Benjamin Franklin, or, pick the person, Steve Jobs, or Jeff Bezos, right? There's all these incredible quotes that might exist out there, and sometimes they're good. And I'm not saying don't use those, but what I'm saying is when you post that, and I copy and paste it, and I do the search, and I look for it, and you'll see other people in that same exact company are posting the same thing. There's nothing unique about an Abraham Lincoln quote that 15 people in your company or related companies all said on LinkedIn, and you're expecting something from it, and there's zero engagement with it, by the way. I mean, there's nobody paying attention to that whatsoever, and actually it comes across as a bad thing because it's just you're kind of faking it at that point. And I'm just calling it out. I'm just being honest with it because I think we're at that point in social media where we need that. There's so many people posting on social media, and we have to control our feeds. And so what happens is, I've talked to business owners who've said when they start seeing people posting spam, they will either unfollow it, they will make it in their feed so they see less of that type of content. So all of a sudden, once you finally do come around to posting good quality content, that business owner that you're trying to reach, or that person you're trying to reach, is not going to see it anymore because they've turned you off. And that's real, and that's happening. We can interview people on here. I can, introduce you to people that have shown us this. We do it. I do it personally. So if someone's faking it out there, they're not going to have a chance to make it later because we're going to tune them out because they're just posting stuff that everyone else is posting. They're regurgitating stuff. Again, I'm not saying don't post quotes. If quotes are your thing, post quotes all day long, but mix it up. Come up with your own one. If you have to talk to your compliance department about what you can and can't post, do that. If it is important for you to be on social media, if it's not, and you just want to do a couple of things, by all means, and then that's your play. So this isn't necessarily for everyone. This is for the person that truly thinks that they want to be on social media and they want to do it a little bit differently, and they want to make a difference in the type of content that they're posting. If you want to do that, if you want to make a difference, then you actually have to make a difference. You can't just post stuff that everybody else is posting. The other thing that we're seeing a lot of on LinkedIn primarily, but on other platforms as well, is the post that says, "We're a great company, come work for us," or "I have a great product, come buy from me." That it doesn't work. If it's interesting, if you go to LinkedIn, and I know some pretty sizable companies, well-known business owners, managers that are putting this stuff out there, and nobody engages with it. I'm not going to showcase it, and we're not going to talk about the individual people that I've seen. It's not just individual; it's many people. So this goes for many different companies. No one's engaging with that content. That is not the type of content that is going to work in social media. If you're frustrated and you're not using social media because, I'm not getting any engagement with it, it's because your posts aren't any good. I'm sorry, but you going out there and said, "We're a really great company, you should come work for us. You'd be a privilege to even have the opportunity to work for us." That's just not the right type of comment to make on LinkedIn. You could disagree, but I would say that is absolutely not going to help. I think if you can create some unique content and then maybe have a call to action at the bottom of your post with a button to say, if you'd like to learn more about our company, by all means, do that kind of stuff, but give them value first. Don't just say, "Okay, come work for us," or "I have this product, you need to come buy it, call me at 888 right? No one's interested in that type of content. And again, like I said before, when you post stuff that isn't any good, it's going to have other people tune you out. So once you go down this path, people are going to tune you out. So eventually, maybe you will start creating good content, but everyone's going to miss it. This is like going to a networking event or a cocktail party like I talked about before and just telling everybody to buy from you or to come work for you. And it just doesn't work like that. Once in a while, maybe you say, "I have this thing I want to offer you," and you do ask to buy. Like if you're in sales, of course, you have to ask for business, but there's a time and place for it. So what we're talking about is the people that are pretending a little bit with their website. Their links don't even work, or the link does work and you end up on the account and they haven't posted in a couple of years, or they haven't posted in many months, or they're on the social platforms but they're not really engaging with the content, or they're just posting from a library of content that everybody else in their company or like-minded companies are posting, or they're just saying, "Hey, call me, work for me," or "Call me and buy from me." You just don't show up at a networking event and do that kind of thing. So I feel like you really need to take the talents and the skills and the things that worked in it or work in a networking event and apply that to social media and help someone else out and build real relationships, maybe set up conversations, video calls, phone calls, meetings, coffees, lunches, dinners, conference calls, whatever that might be. That's what we're using social media for. So we're seeing a lot of this stuff out there. This is why I wanted to get on and talk about this. And we want to continue to talk about it because really we want to clear up news feeds for everybody. The more content that is out there is good if it's good quality content. The more content that is out there that is bad and that is just regurgitated stuff and it's just boring stuff and it's just as me, that is bad content, and that pollutes the news feeds in all the different social media platforms.
Win all in, play my cards right. Up the ante, won blackjack all night. Roll the dice, let it ride. Water the odds, I got snake.
This podcast exists in large part because of KazCM, the content marketing business inside KazShort Inc. KazCM is excited to bring the content marketing services used at KazShort to you. Learn more by visiting KazCM.com. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It's a big deal to us. We hope you found value in it, and if you did, we would be incredibly grateful if you gave us a review on iTunes. Remember to subscribe to this podcast and feel free to share it with anyone you know. More than anything, thank you again for listening. We appreciate it.